it's Shannon Talks Yarn, and I've got another crochet and chat. So I've got a handful of things that I would like to talk about today. I've got a project going here, and I am just doing a large solid granny square. And I was really inspired this past week by my friend Leah at Leah Crochets. And I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about the project I'm working on, but what I'm going to do is I am going to link her video in the description box where she talks about a charity that she doesn't work for, but she donates to. I think that's the correct way to say that. It was a really touching video, and I think that it would be really good for people to watch if maybe they've been through something similar or, you know, have a family member. But I just think, you know, it was very touching. It touched me and it inspired me to get working on a project. So that being said, that will be linked below. So then, speaking of Leah, we are going to be working on a collab together. And I had watched a video of hers where she, I don't remember if she was hauling some yarn. I think she was hauling it possibly. But she had shown some of the Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee Chloe. And she had said she had made a bag out of it. And so I had messaged her and I was like, hey, I have got some of this Chloe. I bought it the year before, like 2021. And I don't know what to do with it. You said you could make a bag. Like, do you want to do a collab, like a challenge, like a, you know, a bag making challenge with this Chloe yarn? And she was like, yeah, sure. And we did set a couple other parameters, well, I mean, I guess I might as well just say it because you'll be seeing the videos soon. But so you could use anything else in your bag, any other materials, but they needed to be from Dollar Tree except the Chloe yarn. And I live kind of far away from a Dollar Tree, so I'm a little bit further behind. I think she's probably done already. But she was doing another video showing some of her whips and stuff, and she pulled out a bag she was working on, not the one for the Chloe challenge, but a different one. And I was like, oh, like, I think I got in a bag challenge with the wrong person. She is good. Okay, so have you seen that meme where it's like the puppet and its eyeballs are like looking forward and then look back when they see something? Like, I'll put the meme in right here. Yeah, that was totally me when I saw her whip bag, and I was like, yeah, my bag is not going to be able to compete. I don't even know what hers is making, but so anyway, hopefully that is still entertaining, but I think she's going to blow me out of the water on that one. It has been kind of a weird crochet week for me. I did take a couple notes because there was a few things for sure that I did want to talk about. I would call it a huge crochet fail. It's not a big deal at all because it was just something I was making for fun. But have you had a project where it just goes like totally like sideways or off the rails? I don't know what you'd want to call it, but so if you saw my video where Kristen Crochet, we bought each other yarn and sent it to each other. And there was some really pretty Karen Simply Soft, which, you know, appears to be pretty durable and everything. And it was the color Persimmon. And my daughter had said like months and months ago that she wanted a pair of crochet slippers. And I was looking at this yarn and I just thought, that it would work really nice for that. And I saw a video and I can link it below. I don't know why, but I only watched part of it. Isn't that that should have been an indication I didn't know what I was doing. And the thumbnail said idiot proof. So I thought, okay, like I can do this. So I watched part of the video, didn't probably pay close enough attention. And basically you make kind of a square, but a little more of a rectangular shaped square. And at the toe, you, I'm not sure what the term would be, but like you sew around it and then pull it. So like you pucker it together. And then you sew a little bit up, like on the top of the foot, and then you sew a seam in the very back of it where the heel is. And this is definitely where it went awry. And it's like it keeps getting worse. So I started making the first one, and again, I didn't follow directions. I think she did single crochets, but I'm like, I want this to go faster. So I did half doubles. And I was judging by my foot, and I wear like an 8.5, and I think my daughter wears about a 9 or 9.5. But you know, they're about the same width and everything. And so you want it to go the width of your foot, of course, but the length is where it went wrong. So for some reason, instead of paying attention to the directions, I had it in my mind that it needed to be long enough to go up the back of the heel. Did not put this together, did not go back and revisit the video, made the square. So then I go and I start making the second one. And, you know, I do a lot of crocheting like on my way to and from work and the car and everything. And I have struggled. Sometimes I struggle when I have to make two things that are identical. You know, some of us struggle with that, with precision. So I ended up frogging that second slipper a couple times. So I end up getting it done. They match, they're the same sizes, and I am feeling pretty sassy about it at this point. So the next day goes by and I'm like, all right, I'm going to sew these things together. So I did the toe, and I started doing the top seam a little bit to see how far I wanted it to go up the slipper. And so I'm trying it on my foot, and at this point in time, I realized that the slipper is probably a good 3 inches longer than my foot. And in fact, it does not need to go up the heel, that it just folds. So it's literally like this much too long. And I mean, I know you shouldn't like gender stereotype colors, but I don't know, it was persimmon. It was like kind of a little bit of like an orangey with a little bit of pink hue to it. So I'm like, I kind of really didn't want to make them and give them to my husband because I know he wouldn't really like them. And I honestly think like he wears a size 10 men's, and I think they might have been too big for his feet even. So that got thrown in my ignore box for now. So I was disappointed about that. The yarn is holding up beautifully to all the frogging. So kudos to Karen Simply Soft on that one. But I needed a little bit of a break from that. And I don't know. I know we have all had things like that, but I know it was 100% my fault for not following directions. So there was that. Okay, so the next thing is, I feel kind of silly about this because, you know, I didn't really feel like I had a way to communicate with people. I know there was some projects I had spoken with different people about that I would like to see that they were making, but you know, you can't post something on YouTube. So I was just kind of like dead in the water there. And if you do ever want to email me, it is Shannontalksyarn@gmail.com. It's just all one word, Shannontalksyarn. But here's where I'm just like, ugh. So before I started YouTube, I had started an Instagram page, just as kind of like a practice and a warm up. And like, I had never really taken a selfie before. So it takes some getting used to. And Instagram was kind of an easier way to ease into all of this. And with Instagram, you can link a Facebook page because I believe they're owned by the same company. So like Facebook owns Instagram, and so you can just automatically do that. My Instagram is Shannontalksyarn because you can't have spaces on Instagram. It's kind of annoying, but that's how that works. So then my Facebook page, since it's linked, it has to be the same thing. So Shannon.talks.yarn. So I've had this Facebook page and I really have never posted on it except for the things that I post on Instagram. It just like it automatically posts to Facebook and I wasn't really using it at all. And for some reason wasn't really thinking about it. But I would love it if you guys went over to Shannon Talks Yarn on Facebook and liked that page. And I believe like you should be able to post on there. It may have to like be approved before it's a post. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but you should definitely be able to message me through that page and like show me pictures of stuff you're doing, or you know, I had quite a few people say that they were going to try that shell stitch blanket. So I would love to see those pictures if you've done any of those. But yes, please go over to that and we can totally communicate that way. So I'm really glad that I figured that out, but it seems so very obvious now. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know, just one of those kind of dumb things. And then the other thing that I have just kind of been struggling with, and I would like your opinion on this. You know, a lot of things on YouTube some are easier and some are harder to do. And filming a tutorial and having it look good is hard. So, you know, I did a scrunchie tutorial and it was meh, it was okay. You know, trying to get like my camera set in the right place and the audio and different stuff. Like I definitely need more practice on this. The other thing is that I had wanted to, because I have a few, let me backtrack a moment. I have a few projects that are like 80% done and on hold because I have to like film the last tiny little portions of it. But I had wanted to make instructions for you. And, you know, I've been working on Canva, just the free version, not the paid version. I really like Canva. And I saw where a woman was talking about you can do your like crochet or knitting patterns if you actually go into the resume section on Canva, and you can totally switch that out. So I started doing that to work on my triangle scarf. And I'm working on it. And I guess here's my question to you. Should I put out the videos and share these couple projects that I want to share? Because they're pretty easy, like beginner level type projects that I think anyone could do. And I really like them and I want to share this, but the tutorial quality is not going to be like excellent. Like it'll be okay, but it won't be excellent. You know, and there's so many really good tutorial videos out there. Like I know that my photography skills are not, you know, it does not compare. And I'm not like down on myself or anything, but I just don't have the experience or really the setup, you know, to do that as well as people who've been doing it a long time. And then what should I do about the instructions? Should I just not even worry about having a printable instruction and just kind of like type it out in the description box of the video? You know, I feel like it's kind of a hard thing to let go of when you want something to be perfect and you definitely know it's not going to be perfect. what are your thoughts on this? Like, should I wait on the tutorials and try to up the video quality and the pattern quality? Or should I just like put it out and go with it and deal with any questions later on? What do you think? I would be very curious to know. So I am going to wrap this up because I feel like I was rambling quite a bit. Here is my solid granny, what I've got so far. This is going to go to that charity called Rachel's Gift, and if you would like to, please check out Leah's video, and you can get all the details on that. And please let me know either in the comments or, like I said, the Facebook group, or it's not a group, it's a page, the Facebook page. Oh, I'm sorry, that's another thing. I did start a Facebook group for people kind of like myself who are fairly new to YouTube, and you know, like small micro channels. So I started that for YouTube yarn creators. So if you are a small channel and you are watching this, I would love for you to join it. I will link it below. I just started this like last week. I believe I titled it Shannon's Yarn Collab Friends. I will link it below for the actual name of it, and you can follow that. And so if you are a small yarn YouTube channel and you want the opportunity to network with a few of us other new small channels and, you know, potentially collab, you know, or whatever with anyone in the group. It's very positive. It's very small so far. I think at this point we have 7 of us. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you would join that. And then I did also start another group, which again isn't going to apply to everyone, but I live in Iowa and I am obsessed with yarn, and I know that there are other people in Iowa who also are, and I would like to be in contact with them. So I started a Facebook group called Iowa Yarn Fanatics. The name's kind of but it describes me, and I think if you live in Iowa, it might describe you too. So I started that. I'm the only member so far. I have not like promoted it at all. This is the first anyone's hearing about it. But it would be for like anyone who lives in Iowa who has like a yarn related business or hobby. So maybe you just love crocheting, it's for you. Maybe you love collecting yarn, it is for you. If you are a business in Iowa that is yarn related, like maybe you spin yarn or you dye yarn or you sell yarn, for you. Also, like maybe you are a maker, like if you're in Iowa and you crochet or knit for craft fairs and stuff like that. This group would also be for you. I don't want like any direct sales on there, but definitely like, you know, if you have a business, let us know about your business. If you are at a craft fair, you know, let us know where the craft fair is, like that type of stuff. So I will have all of this stuff linked below, and yeah, I feel like this was a super sporadic video. If you hung into the end, I really appreciate it. Thanks for talking yarn with me, guys.